Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Awaken Realms Next event 2025 with new titles. We've watched the video, we're excited, so let's roll the trailer and dive right in.
So to start off, we'll be handling the games in the chronological order of the video Awaken Realms What's Next. And that would mean that we'll start off with This War of Mine, 2nd edition.
Yeah.
Frank, what are your thoughts about This War of Mine?
Well, to start off, This War of Mine was the foundation for the Awaken Realms success. They started with this game and built upon that premises. So I think it's a good thing they reprint the game. And it is a very actual topic with all the war going on in the world. So I can see where they're coming from, but to be honest, I was never very interested in the title before.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure if it will pull me in this reprint edition.
It's of course an Awaken Realms games, and I've always enjoyed the art style of Awaken Realms, but it's a spin-off of a video game.
Yeah.
And I haven't ever been interested in the video game. So in some way I automatically already pushed the game aside.
Yeah.
Though for some reason I really like the artwork and I also like the box art.
Yeah.
But I have never been able to go past the box art. So I'm wondering, with this reprint, they've hinted on some new components and some extra depth.
But I think that's necessary because why should you reprint the game otherwise? Why not?
Definitely, because it's already in an Awaken Realms Souls.
Exactly.
So we will, of course, look at the campaign.
Yeah.
But this was a very mild starter.
Yes, I can see why it's the first title. It's very nice to have a big video, to have a lot of titles, and this is just easy scoring for them.
Sure. So for the second game, we will have to talk about Agricola.
Yes, quite a surprise. Well, it is a good habit from Awaken Realms to reprint or deluxify already existing games.
Yeah.
But I didn't see this one coming, but I'm surprised and I'm intrigued by this reprinted edition. Okay. And that's because I never thought about looking at Agricola in the past.
Sure.
But with this reprint coming and this deluxifying, it attracts me to look into it. And I already looked at the Board Game Geek Top 1000 and it's on the 53rd place, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this is the time, or it will be the time when the campaign comes, to revisit Agricola and to check if it's worth backing for me.
Yeah, it really does give me the vibes of Castles of Burgundy.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, we've made a video about Castles of Burgundy, and pretty simple, we are idiots. We judge books by their cover.
Yeah.
And I think this is, of course, a game which we have probably also judged by its cover.
Yeah, we overlooked it. Overlooked it. That's probably a better phrase for it. But okay, Castles of Burgundy, totally agree with you. But Puerto Rico, I wasn't that much into that game.
No.
The reprinted or the deluxified edition had less value for me.
Sure.
But Agricola again, I think, wow, this could be nice.
Yeah, well, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
But, well, I am interested to see because on the third part of the video, that one actually did intrigue
Did
me.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they went insane at Awaken Realms because they combined Agricola with a zombie invasion.
Yeah.
Mixed these two together, and it will be a standalone expansion?
No, it is a standalone game.
Standalone game.
Yeah.
But it will come in 2026.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of critique I have on the Awaken Realms Next event, because it's not 2025, but it also includes the first part of 2026.
Yeah, and he did explain why. Because in the first quarter of 2025 they haven't released any games, or at least they haven't mentioned what they were going to do.
No.
So they take the first quarter of 2026 with it.
Yeah.
So sure, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
What I instantly thought of the game is it's a mix between Zombicide and Agricola, of course.
Yeah.
But it has, or at least they tease to having it a resource management.
Yeah.
So you're trying to farm while keeping out the zombie herd invasion.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that intrigues me.
Well, we've seen in the past with other games that if you have a good mechanical game, you can build upon that. It could be a foundation for other games. So take Pandemic, for instance. You have a lot of variations on Pandemic, and this could be the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it reminds me of the other Zombicide game, or the other the zombie game we had, or you had, that you sold. Yeah, you need to...
Dead of Winter.
You also need to gather stuff for your community.
Your colony. Yeah.
And it reminds me a little bit of that.
Yeah, also the vibe or the artwork. Yeah, but we'll have to see, because I didn't see any gameplay yet.
No.
We're not sure what it actually will be.
No.
Continuing to the next title, this was actually the big reveal, the AAA title, and that is...
Below the Asylum.
Yes, exactly.
And Frank, what was your first impression?
Wow, it's a mixed bag, because the developer of this game also developed SETI, and that is a heavy Euro game, and it's actually a pretty good game. So that got me intrigued in the first place. But when I looked at this game, this is the Amero trash kind of game, or it looks to be. So it's a totally different direction for this developer, and it has the Awaken Realms flavor all over it. But I think the creativity is somewhere missing. If you compare it to Tainted Grail with King Arthur, I thought that was a very new story to the board game industry. Or take Etherfields, that was also quite new to the board game industry. But we descended from there, and I think this game is kind of a Resident Evil vibe looking, or a Silent Hill kind of game. So yeah, I can see it, and I normally enjoy it, but where is the originality over here? I'm not quite sure. I'm not worried, but I thought the game was, well, okay, perfect. I can see where they're coming from, but it will be so-so, and I will probably not have this in my collection.
Okay. I was also a bit everywhere in my mind.
Yeah.
I had some genuine fears for Etherfields. The artwork is, in my opinion, I saw the first part of the video in which they show a chamber or with a wheelchair, and I thought that is an exact copy of the artwork of Etherfields.
Oh, I didn't notice.
He said the developer was talking about the two worlds, and I was, don't go there, Etherfields alarm, what the fuck, don't do this, you know?
Well, I think that can offer quite some fun gameplay, because you can switch between worlds. So you have the normal world and you have another dimension, and some puzzles can only be resolved in one of these two worlds. So I think, okay, story wise and mechanically wise, these link together, so that's a good thing. But otherwise, I think, okay, what kind of game will this be?
Yeah, well, but again, with Etherfields, story-wise, they fit together. Theme, or at least theme-wise, gameplay-wise, they didn't fit together. And that is where I have some reservations for now.
Yeah.
But I actually really liked the kind of theme. And I really liked the thing of cleaning the darkness and it getting progressively harder to traverse the worlds. I actually kind of liked it. I would really like to see more of this game.
Okay. Well, it's got the Cthulhu vibe for a bit.
But I did already check how many people clicked on the different games. And this one wasn't really that high.
Okay.
So...
Okay, well, it's somewhere in the second or third quarter of this year, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll stay on the lookout, and once it is really announced on GameFound, sure we'll make a preview video about it.
Yeah.
Up to the fourth title, another reprint or another deluxeified edition, and that is Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Well, this was a smaller announcement, of course, and it's for the more casual gamers within our community. But sure, fine, not really interesting, I guess.
I am looking at it with a side eye. My wife really likes the original Labyrinth.
Okay.
So maybe I'll try and scoop it up. But I was somewhere on the fence of it being a campaign game. I thought
they add some stuff to the original game, but I think the price point for this game will be determining if it will be a success.
Definitely.
Because Labyrinth in the retail stores, well, 30 euros or something.
So I will be accepting to spend 50.
Yeah.
Maybe 60-ish.
Yeah.
But that will be
the absolute limit.
With shipping.
You can forget about this one. Well, it's out there and it will be announced in 2026. So sure, once it arrives, we'll take a look, and if it's worth mentioning, we'll make a video about it. But I'm not quite sure on this one.
No.
Up to the last board game.
Yes.
And that is a second edition type of game on Dragon Eclipse. It's not actually a reprint, but it's an expansion or standalone expansion on the already existing Dragon Eclipse. If you're unfamiliar with the game, it's kind of like Pokemon. You're collecting different creatures. You can fight with these creatures. You can battle against your friends, and you can make them evolve into bigger, better monsters. And this is a new world, if I'm correct, and you have new monsters, of course, and it progresses the story where it ended in the first season.
Sure. If you're into the game, I would say check it.
Yeah.
We weren't really heavy on the Dragon Eclipse.
No.
Of course, again, we'll have to see how it will come out. And maybe we'll make a video about it, but it doesn't really score high on my expectations list.
No, well, if I had to say one positive thing about the game is that it's good they are still supporting the game and they're evolving the game. And I definitely can see in this kind of games that you need more and more content over time to keep it alive.
Yeah, that is true, but that is also the downfall of your company if you stop investing in new things. No, just in new concepts, try and build on what you've already made. We can make a 56th edition of Zombicide. It'll still be Zombicide.
Yeah, it is.
And if I want to buy a board game, I want to try and really see something new right now. And it feels like the well is drying up a little bit of the game mechanics and the inventivity within the board gaming world.
Whoa, that's quite a bold statement. But you're talking about the total overall feel that you have from the event.
Yeah, from a player's perspective, not only Awaken Realms, but in a bigger picture. I would like to see some new mechanics and some really new fun things coming into this world. But that's a topic for another video.
Yeah. Let's focus on the Awaken Realms Next event of this year. And I partially agree on what you're saying. I think on one side they're doing an excellent job with the deluxifying and reprinting the games. There are games long forgotten, and these come back to life, and I think that's really well done by Awaken Realms. It's not a thing they have to do on their own, or that should be their main focus, but combining it with their own new lineup, it's a really nice strategy to have a big lineup for 2025.
What are your overall thoughts about Awaken Realms What's Next 2025?
It's a mixed bag. First of all, I think it's a good thing they are deluxifying old titles, bringing them back to life. I was never into Agricola, and now I will look into it, so it's working for me. And I think that's a good thing, what they are doing. Especially when they combine it with their own lineup, which they are doing.
Yeah.
I had high hopes for this next event, but maybe I'm a little bit disappointed on their own catalog. I had high hopes they would bring more games, but of course we have the new Asylum game.
Yeah.
That's of course the AAA title, and then we have the Agricola with the zombies. That's kind of a new game, and we have the Dragon Eclipse second season, which also is kind of a new game. So it's a little bit meager for me, but well, if everything is put together, I think there are 2 to 3 titles that have my personal interest.
Yeah, I think we might have been actually spoiled by now. Yeah. Because I think there's only one AAA title, like you said.
Yeah,
that's below the Asylum.
Yeah, that's true.
And the rest is
kind of nice.
Yeah, kind of nice. I would say fluff, but that would be doing them too short.
Yeah, that's.
But it's not within my realm of expectations.
No.
And that might be by pulling up the level of scoring for Awaken Realms.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't really sold on it.
Well, if you compare it to last year, I think that's a more objective stand. And it is a bit less.
It's less than last year. Yeah. And then they're actually giving you more. Because they're actually going into 2026. But
of course we focus on the board games, but there was more information in the video. They're also discussing about the amount of employees they have. So there's more than 200 people working for them. Yeah. But they're not solely focused on board gaming. They're also working on video games, for instance. And it's nice, but it's not why we are here. That's not why we are looking at the video. We want to see board games. And of course, I love Tainted Grail, but I probably will not be playing the video game.
No.
So I hope they took the whole team for the board game industry, but they have their attention divided, I guess.
Yeah, well, let's end it at that one.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a hit and miss, and we'll just see when the games will be released, what we actually think of them, and we'll make videos from them of them when we are interested in them.
Yeah, sure. And if you are interested in anything, let us know in the comments, and we'll look into it, and perhaps we'll make a video for you. So leave that reply and give a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe, of course.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.